Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I just had to take advantage of the blue skies and soft breezes. Happy July 1st. I thought I'd do a secondary video for you because it is 77 degrees and it is heavenly out, you guys. And I want to share something with you this morning in terms of just spiritual health, because when I woke up, I was taking deep breaths and getting ready for the day, and then I was remembering some tasks I had to do and complete for people. And all of a sudden I was laying there and my relaxed body was getting more and more tense, and I realized what was happening. I was inundated and flooding my system with a to-do list before I even got out of bed. So the first thing that I asked for my guides and spirit was spiritual balance and emotional recalibration to just connect. Now, spiritual wellness to me is a process of understanding our beliefs, our values, our ethics that help guide our life. So whatever our preferred approach is, spending time asking and exploring our spiritual life can be a very important part of our overall well-being. And I had to do that right at that moment, because I had to say, with all your training and all your study, you know better than this. And at any time you can switch the channel and say, I can do whatever I want. All is well. I have all the time in the world. And I think part of it was I looked outside and I saw darker skies, and I was so looking forward to spending time outside, to do your reads outside, and I just feel healthy and balanced, and I get to spend time in nature. So I think that was part of it. So what we have to remember in terms of expectations is that we don't have to have a cloudy day, because moments later, I'm serious, every cloud was out of the sky and now it's bright blue outside. So everything is always changing and shifting when we realize that we have access to all the potentials of the day, right? All the things that make us feel good. Because honestly, I just flipped a page that is the opposite end of the spectrum of like anxiety and to do and go and all of that, to just grab all your gear and go sit outside and then go from there. Let nature, your intuition, and all of that prompt you. And it's a different space now. So hallelujah for that, right, you guys? So we're going to have 3 choices today. And this read is going to be about, what is going to have changed for you throughout the summer and the end of summer. What differences will you see that benefit you? Maybe what to look out for, because we're going to check in your houses and all of these things. I'm going to use one of my favorite decks that help prompt and guide me in that as well. So number 1 is ginseng, which says hold close to your sense of wonder. I have this every morning when I open my door. I don't know what animals are waiting there for food, and I'm always surprised at how well they blend together and they share space. Number 2 is bitter briar, Sophie, and sprig, that say the friends we meet along the way help us appreciate our journey. Number 3 is Horus, scatter love wherever you go. I try to prepare for this daily when my 2 teenagers wake up. I'm usually up before them. I mean, Indy's not even a teenager now, being 20, but when they wake up, to just smile and be at ease. That's why I like to get outside and breathe and meditate before I even see them, because I want to be in that headspace, right? And let me begin just by saying, you guys, thank you for all your hilarious and sweet comments, especially the ones that are like, I just watch all 3. I don't even ask. Spirit always prompts me, just watch all 3. I do that with my favorite readers. In fact, if they're doing zodiacs and I like their voice, I like their messages, I'll watch all of them, because there's something that will always resonate. There is always a message that will transcend, our ego and plop right down in the middle of our heart space and help us always. And I feel like we're always divinely guided towards our readers, speakers, and inspirational speakers that help us, because it is that thing we need to hear at that moment to shift our gear and get out of our ego and get into listening, peaceful kind of energy, right? Okay, so I'm going to let you guys make your choice, and I'm going to have a sip of water. This is funny, you guys, why I was sipping water. I'm going to give Edward a little shake, and we're going to have a little beautiful Edward glitter for a moment in the sun. I love this. I brought him out because I was like, I love when the light just peeks through the trees and you can see the rainbows and the woo, and then you see the colors of the cards. I was like, that is magico. He is my man. And it's so weird because I always have to have him in sight if I'm feeling edgy. It's like there is something about this that I was just drawn to Edward, and I was like, I was once going to have a contest to give him away, and I was like, I swear I heard him say, I'm not going anywhere. I was like, girl, I live here now. I'm like, okay, Edward. So right away, you guys, this is funny. On ginseng, I do have a message why I'm shuffling for you right away. I hear that you may be, your bodily systems may be too heavy on the acidic side, whether you're ingesting a lot of coffee, iced coffee, things of that nature, that our systems thrive in a more alkaline environment. We burn fat better that way. We're able to digest better that way. You know, too much acid can burn our throat, our stomach, all of that. So maybe check that. I am not kidding you when I say after I have a cup of coffee, if I feel any of that, I'll take a little baking soda and put it in water and I'll just drink that down. It settles everything right away, because our systems do not like that acidity. Okay, you guys, so right away I'm hearing your emotional phases right now, that maintaining a healthy emotional life is going to be important for your overall health right now, okay? And some ways to stay emotionally healthy are to manage your stress levels, stay on top of whatever housework, schoolwork. You know, we don't have to complete everything in one day, but feel like you're the one that's in control and managing it, okay? And also get as much sleep as you can. Ask for help when you need it from a family member, friends, anybody. You are welcome to DM me if you have a situation. That's one of the reasons I'm on that social media platform, so I can advise in anything. I can research and help you find the answers. I can speed read and quickly gather that information. And more importantly, I've read so many medical and psychological texts. They get too wordy. They get too complicated. And it's very hard to differentiate between what is a resolution, a symptom, because it gets very convoluted. And I can condense that and simplify it, because I've had to do that, for family members. And my mom used to be able to do that beautifully. And I think it's important, because information is valuable, but if it's presented to us so technical, that's why I can't read any kind of thing that talks about, computers and stuff. It's just ridiculous. I don't, it's nuts. So again, if you guys are ever, stuck on a subject matter, feel free to come over to my Instagram and DM me, and I'll help you out with that. And also, you guys, if you feel it's extreme and you feel like you're suffering depression or anything like that, see a therapist or a counseling center. And also right now, physical is a big part of this. It involves moving your bodies, eating well balanced meals, sleeping, managing stress, receiving preventative medical and dental care too. Because I'll tell you what, you guys, my teeth and oral health is very important to me, but I went through this stage like years ago where I couldn't stop eating gummy bears and jelly beans, and I love those kind of candy. And I remember when I was developing a cavity and something was just going on. It was in one of my back teeth. The pain was so intense, like you can't even think, you can't even operate. And I was like, what in the holy hell? I remember it used to keep me up at night, and now it's like I just don't even entertain that idea of, if I'm eating that, I'm brushing right after, leaving sugars on your teeth. Guys, comment down below if you ever had like whatever it was in terms of like extreme tooth pain. There's nothing like it, because you don't know when it's going to end. And I remember discovering clove oil then too, but that's a very intense medicinal topical, because you have to mix it with other oils, because it'll burn your lip, it'll burn your tongue. And when I was just in pain one day, I just did it straight, like right on that area, and part of it hit my lip, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in the 7 circles of hell. I want out. So we have to do preventative care right now, you guys, okay? Screenings, all of these things, make sure, because you don't want that. We don't operate in our best capacity when we're in pain, right? Goodness knows, people that suffer migraines or anything like that, they certainly, they don't even want to deal with sounds. It's very hard for them. I'm super lucky in that I don't have any ailments to that degree or whatever, but I have, when I abused my teeth with all the sugars, because I'm a sugar monkey, that was pain and I was not digging it. So preventative stuff as well, you guys. So let's see what's going on for you. We're going to pull you 2 of these. I was so happy that this deck popped out, because it was just like, okay, so what we're going to be learning and really delving into this summer and coming through on the other side, bigger, brighter, and better, is our wisdom. Saturn is very like expansive, and it's a burning desire to do things. I always feel like with the rings, it's like, let's run rings around the way we used to behave and make it better and set a better bar. This is about discipline, structure, and time. I have to do this too, because I'm so whimsical and flighty when it comes to things. I can be so distracted by art. So first of all, we have to ask ourselves, what is our distraction, right? What distracts you guys? Is it if your TV is on, you have to stop and listen to that funny program when you should be doing something else, and it's hard for you to multitask? If you own your own business, do you overwhelm yourself with these preconceived ideas that everything has to be perfect, so it's hard to start? My discipline is definitely to make sure I'm hydrating, I'm eating well, because if I get into any endeavor, I'm like, I'll eat later, and then I'm like, oh, I feel like, cranky or hangry or whatever you call it. Yeah, it's hangry, right? Hungry and angry. So we have to form a structure, and a great way to do this is through writing things out. As you guys know, if you listen to my channel, I love to work in threes, and I write it down. Hey, if I have 5 packages that have to go out in jewelry today, I do that first because I am, as an obligation, I want those things out. Anything can come up, during the week. So if I'm able to package those and get those out, I do that. So jewelry. And then secondly, it's like the fun things: post on Instagram, answer your messages, your emails, and then readings, any scheduled readings. I write that down, 1, 2, 3, and then I breeze through that. And oftentimes that's done within an hour or two. So then I have the rest of the day where I can create pieces and design and all of that. And my advice for this too, in any good structure, is do the most difficult things first. If you have a difficult phone call, you have to, deal with taxes, budgeting, a bank or something like that you're not looking forward to, or a difficult relative. It's very easy to just get that off your plate, and then you feel like a champ and you're breezing through the rest of the day because that hard thing is now out of the way, right? And again, tests, ambition, difficulty, restraint, grounding, practicality, self-control, all of this, realism. Because a lot of us, we need to step into that mature role of, what do I need to do? If there's 0 clean laundry in the house, why don't we put on a load of laundry? Instantly, we feel better when we know we're doing what we're supposed to do. That's helping our life chug along beautiful, cleanly, and organized, right? It's very tough. I know as a creative, if I wake up and I've left all my cards everywhere in crazy disarray, all my tools and all my beads and everything's everywhere, and the cats are playing soccer with it and things feel crazy, I can feel a sense of being overwhelmed. So try to put away whatever you're doing at the end of the night. If you're baking a cake because you just feel like it, make sure all your ingredients are put back so you don't come to a counter full of dirty dishes and mixers and all of that in the morning, right? Discipline, really important. Handling things, nothing needs to get difficult in our life if we handle it right away. My problem used to be is I let kind of like an accumulation happen, right? Because it's like, I don't really want to face this or answer that now. Then another email would come, and then this, and I'm not good with numbers and all of that, and I don't love that. So if there was something to do and I would shelve all that, then at the end of the day I'd feel overwhelmed, because had I just addressed it at that moment, boom, it would be off that eraser board, done, next thing. And then there's more room for things that we want to do. So that's definitely something you're going to learn to take care of. You're going to have great self-discipline and just know, I'm able to do this. Financial too. Financial wellness is, taking steps to live within our financial means. Nothing bums me out more than if I go into a bead shop or something and I just spend every dime that I have in my PayPal or budget for that week, and then I feel like, even though I do always have a sense of abundance and know that more is arriving, I don't like to do that and be impulsive and spend everything, right? I like to spend within my means. And living in and planning for future financial health as well. In case something comes up and someone asks you to go somewhere, you have money to go on that trip or buy that, bridesmaid dress or whatever you need to do, right? This is really, setting a budget and learning to be a good consumer. Oftentimes we just buy things we don't need because it's an impulse, and, we think that it will change our life some way, but oftentimes it becomes a burden because it'll become a financial burden, right? So we're looking into that and being responsible. Now the square is challenges that might come up. Anything that creates tension, stalls, sounds an alarm, motivates, pressures you into, frustrates, puts demands on you, you have to reorientate you, all of this. Squares is anything that challenges us. So throughout the summer, you're going to be able to work through and really diversify and sort of cleanse your palate of that. Like, what is always challenging me, and I'm going to take it off the board. Whether it is a friend that is always just causing difficulties and drama in your life, whether it's a relative that's very demanding. You don't need to do anything for anybody. You know what I mean? You just don't. You are here to live your life, and so when people put pressure on you or make you think you're obligated to something, you're going to be able to handle that beautifully, knowing things will work out and you can reconcile anything. So any kind of problems within business or personal things, I feel like you're going to be able to work out. And I feel like socially, you're going to have a strong social network that can give you support and guidance when you're stressed or you need stress relief. Relationships and the development of them, we need to start as we mean to go on. So we don't want to just constantly be the giver or the listener or the doer while the other person is just receiving. You want a healthy balance so later there isn't a challenge down the road like, why do you feel so entitled to my time or my wardrobe or whatever? And they're like, you just always offer it. So we have to be aware of our boundaries as well. And you're going to do that beautifully, and you're going to be able to handle all of that, with ease, and just say, you know what, I need to say no a little bit more, and you're going to wake up to that. So beautiful energy, group one. If you're new to my my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. If you guys need a private read, I do them within 48 hours. I think I'm going to reissue my $25 2-question read as well. I like to do that. So if you send that through on your PayPal, just say you're special and here's my 2 questions, because I like to do that every once in a while when I have time. And right after Patreon, I usually clear the deck. So I'm available to do that for you guys, because a lot of people are getting resituated right now with all these retrogrades. So I'm happy to do that as well. And all my links are down below. Please come see me over on Instagram and get in on all the contests and the giveaways. I'm going to be posting today's giveaway. And yeah, if you want to join my Patreon group and help support the channel, thank you guys for my new patrons that came in. Thank you. It helps me afford new decks and equipment when I need it, and you know, just all the stuff that I need, lighting, things of that nature. So again, you guys, thank you so much. And you know, even just little things like liking and commenting. And remember, if you subscribe over here and then you follow me over on Instagram, you are automatically entered in all the contests, you guys. So now we're going to go on to number 2. I'm going to have a water pause. Yeah, it's funny. I was in the house and I was like, I'm kind of thirsty. And I was like, I could just hear it, water, water, water. Because I'll go days sometimes, legit, just coffee, Diet Coke, all my goodies. And my crow just came. And I'm like, I could just hear it. And I was like, I need to follow through. Because yesterday was like a carb and just craptacular day of everything that I shouldn't have been eating. And licorice and just crazy. So now we're on to number 2, you guys. Bitterbriar, Sophie, and Sprig, which is the friends we meet along the way help us and appreciate the journey. Yeah, shout out to all my beautiful soul sisters out there. Cheryl, you know who you are. Cherry, all you guys, when I think of you guys. Sammy, all you readers and all you artists and all you people where I'm almost in daily contact, or at least looking at all your stuff. I love and admire you guys so much. And we are definitely all here to inspire and help one another in this journey. You know, this soul sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever it is. You guys too, all my listeners and subscribers, when I read your comments, the fact that some of you have such like insane obstacles that you have overcome, that you still are when it comes to cancer, pain, and all of that, and you are still banging away at that best life and smoothing out that path, and you know, trying to have the best, you know, social, financial, emotional, intellectual, spiritual life that you can. And I learned from you guys as well. So you're so, so beautiful. So let's see what is going on for you guys, okay? And what you're going to be working through this summer and what you're going to come out on the other side. And you know, every day I try to be a little industrious in something. I'm like, I really like photography. So if I take a couple really beautiful pictures, that's how I like to start my day, just doing something that inspires me. And then we just start as we mean to go on. Okay, so you guys, you're really in your 9th house energy right now, which is about seeking foreign travel, adventure, higher education, beautiful faith, beliefs, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, religion, gurus, all of this. You guys are going to be moving into this realm where, you know, you're not shying away from this anymore. You know, again, the spiritual health, our wellness, our process of understanding what are our beliefs and values and ethics that guide our life, and do we need to change those in any regard, and are we truly tapping into that every day to help our growth, right? I have to remind myself as soon as I go in an ego place, like if I'm somewhere and somebody comes in the room and I'm like, oh, now I have to make space for them, they're gonna, you know, want attention and time. I'm like, why in the world would you feel reactionary to that somebody wants to be near you, right? Part of this is realizing what we can control and what we might want to focus on. How do we respond to challenges? Who do we ask for help? Saying to ourselves, I need a break. How do we act in different environments? You know, you're going to be very aware of that and maybe modify some things. Like, you don't have to give certain people attention and time and resources, especially if they're always out there, hand out, or entertain us, do this. This mother turkey is staring at me right now. It is so funny. It was like, it's so funny. I look up and I made eye contact with her. She's always in my yard because I feed her. You know, this is another one, you guys. How often do I smile when someone comes in the room and I'm there? Am I smiling at them and making them feel welcomed and warmed, right? How well, and this is important for me too, do I listen to others? I used to be able to have whole conversations, so I won't even call them conversations because they're two-sided when they're conversations, with Ian, and then he'd go, could you please repeat to me what I just said? And I would burst out laughing. I would have ingested zero of what he said, because I was in my own happy mind, you know, like creating things, and I was in other places because I didn't care about how to set this computer or lighting structure, whatever. And then I was like, why would you ask him advice for something that I'll listen to him? So comment down below if you ask your friends or a significant other advice and then you just black out because you don't listen in your la la land. But this is you becoming an excellent listener. And I feel like you're going to be enjoying life more, just practicing gratitude. Some of you guys are going to be seeking higher education and becoming, you know, just more informed on some issue that you want to learn about, and really questioning, really, what are my faiths and beliefs and how can I exercise them more? What goals do I create for myself, and do I follow through? Do I write them down? Do I stay focused on them? All of that, because we can have a million dreams, but if we don't have focus and follow through and put action with them, we're not going to get very far, right? So we have to remember that. Let's see what number 2 is. Yeah, you're going to be doing beautifully within that. Ooh, I'm glad this came up for you, group 2. So your capacity to love and be loved is going to be really enhanced this summer. You're really into beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, adornment, adoration. You're going to feel people being more magnetic towards you and wanting to offer you things and, you know, suggesting you go out and all of this stuff. You're going to have this romantic attention turned towards you, and you're going to be loving it because you've decided that you're ready for it. You know, reciprocity is everything. When someone smiles at you, if you smile back and you spread warmth and you let them know you're available to their energy, life takes on a whole different kind of trajectory, right? So you're really into this, and I just feel like a lot of you guys, because of this, that you're gonna have a lot of warm, welcoming energy around, and you're gonna look out for yourself and create new goals. And you know, you ask yourself too, am I willing to help somebody out, you know, in this challenging times that come up? I'll ask myself this, like yesterday I was going to the post office, and this sweet lady, and she was elderly, had a big package, and I know with what's going on, I don't think it was heavy because she hadn't one arm, but what I could do is go get the door for her, which I did, and I asked first because, you know, just what's going on in this climate. I said, may I get the door for you? And she said, thank you, I appreciate that so much. I was wondering about that from my car walk up here, how I was going to manage that. So all these little things that spread love on that scale too, right? Not just romantic love of others, and treating others with kindness and treating yourself with kindness. And that's what's going to be going for you, and you're going to feel it. And when we decide we want to feel love and experience it, guess what? The universe brings that to us for sure. So beautiful energy, group 2. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, you guys, and all my links are down below. Now, if you subscribe over here and you come over to my Instagram and follow me, you're entered in all the contests. I'm going to be posting the new contest today. There are jewelry giveaways, Goddess Provisions box giveaways, all reads everything. It's like I like to give back to you guys, so that is a way that I can do that as well. So if you need a private read too, all my links are down below there. I suggest this to group 1. I just decided I'm going to do more this week starting today. So if you guys want to get in on this, my $25 2-question read specials, whenever I clear the decks and I have time, I like to do this for people. That way it's a nice, fun, affordable way for you to ask me 2 questions and I create a video read for you within 48 hours. So that's available too. So whenever you PayPal, just put, you know, your special along with your questions. So that's that, you guys. And now we're going to go on to number 3. Okay, you guys, now scatter love wherever you go. This is the simple method of smiling at people when you're out in public. When your children, friends, anybody comes in the room, you smile. You know that there are things we can't control and there are things we can control, but how loving, kind, expressive, clean, organized, accepting we are, learning, looking for opportunities, we can do that, right? And all of that also shows love of self when we want to experience new things and educate ourselves and show our family that we love them, and our friends and our neighbors, if they're just standing in their yard, you know, just waving. Simple things of that. Now, I love this for you guys. So this is what you're entering into: surrender, your subconscious mind, compassion, dreams, karma, forgiveness, baggage, all of this, guilt, letting go of it. This is a big healing stage for you throughout the summer. And I was thinking of this myself. I was thinking, what are things I really want to release and let go in all these retrogrades? Because it's reforming, it's rescheduling, it's reevaluating, it's all those REs, and reestablishing how we operate in the world and how we treat and see ourselves. Like I am very at ease with how I behave, because I know that I always form an intention and have follow through with that. So I very rarely ever deal with guilt. But one thing that does always pop up is how much time we spend with our family, right? If I have a very busy work schedule and I see Hagen out in the yard hitting the volleyball to himself, I immediately feel guilty that I'm not out there doing that. That is one regard. But then I say, wait a minute, he might just be loving that and trying to be practicing, certain moves. People don't always necessarily want you to be involved, but you can always ask, hey, do you want to partner in that? When I'm done with this, I'd love to, spend a half hour hitting the ball with you, fishing, whatever, because I have a good time with my family and I love them. So we have to ask ourselves, are we beating ourselves up? Because I know a lot of working parents do this. I should be spending more time with the kids. Guess what? We need to provide for our family. So we do our work, and that is that is one of our expressions of love, that we're willing to work and work hard to create a beautiful life for them, right? But also still, carve out time. This is dreams coming true for you as well, because where your focus and intention go, group 3, that is where you're going to have your results. You really are. And a lot of you guys want to go into business for yourself. You want to start with new creative endeavors, and you're going to be doing that really beautifully. Beautiful. You're going to have this gorgeous Aquarian energy, which is innovative energy, experimental, unique, electric, group orientated, humanitarian, utopian, all of this, where it's just your ideas. They are coming to you straight from source. They're very unique. They're very individualistic. You can think as far outside the box as you want. Think outside the universe and the stratosphere, and you're going to be hitting home runs, because what the world needs right now is unique perspective. It does need individuality. It does need that beautiful, hopeful, electric energy that you're going to be able to provide. So however zany and crazy it may seem, it's wonderful. And I feel like you're going to feel that as you walk in a room, as socialness picks up. You're going to see people that are very attractive to you in their smile, and they have very welcoming energy for you, because I feel like a lot of you guys have that healing, wonderful pop of electricity that goes with you, and people are excited to see you and spend time with you. And also you help them just by being there. You treat them with kindness. How you speak to others is very important, how you do that, right? You're down to be friendly. You practice gratitude. You're accepting of situations. You do have these healing powers around you, and great personal development that's taking place for you right now. A softness, a divinity, that beautiful perception of how you make other people feel through your speech and thoughts. And you're really great on social media. People that read your tidbits, they get inspired, they get help from that. So remember, you make a bigger difference than you think, group 3. You really, really do. You start discussions, you make people want to be more sociable. You're going to have a lot of achievements that you have had kind of like in your like quiet folder that you're now opening up and going, I feel purposeful when I'm doing this. I feel helpful. I feel meaning in my life. So you're going to get great satisfaction out of life this summer. And by the end, you're going to just be in this flow. Harmony. You're going to feel like your life is enriched. There's new benefits coming in. You enjoy life, and life feels easy and free and warm to you. And because of that, you radiate that to others, group 3. So beautiful energy. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And like I said to the other 2 groups, I just decided right now while I was doing this read that I'm going to run my 2-question $25 special, where I get back to you within 48 hours. You can ask me any 2 questions, and I create a video reading for you on that. So when you do the PayPal, you just put special. I'll know what it's for. And when I do have space, I like to offer that, because that means I have time to do these reads and really concentrate. Because I do get a flurry of them, I have to make sure all my decks are cleared. And I just finished the last of the things that were on my agenda. So, I'm so honored to be able to do what I do anyway, that I want to be able to do it for a wider spectrum of people, And also, you guys, if you subscribe over here and you follow me over on Instagram, which is Spark with Sullivan, you're automatically entered in all my contests for the free reads, jewelry, goddess provisions box, all of those things. You're automatically entered. So come on over. I do daily posts and means and tarot things. And thank you guys for my new patrons that have joined this weekend and support me. I really appreciate it. John, Mark, you guys, thank you so much. So love and light to you guys. I'm going to go upload, because I want to do an extra video for you today, because I love the outdoorsy ones, and I know they're calming, and you guys, you've said that you really like them. So I'll give Edward a little shake, and we'll let him do his like pretty rainbow thing. Woo! So love and light, you guys. I'm going to go upload.